So I've been thinking a lot this week about how abundance works and how I love the idea that there isn't a pie, that we're not getting our piece of the pie, and if I get a smaller piece, that means somebody else gets more. We live in a bakery. We have the presence and power that created the universe on our side to create whatever it is that we want in our lives. Now, one of the things that happens is we through our own sense of worth, we might believe that we're not going to be getting what it is that we desire. So there's a trick that I've learned over the years that I think really helps me shift, because that's what it's about. It's not about God shifting. It's not about the universe making a decision, oh, that person's now worthy. It's all in us. Anything that we're blocking from receiving is not from God, it's from us. We are the ones who are blocking receiving that. So an exercise that I find really helpful is to start visualizing how my getting something, I start putting my idea on someone else. So a super simple thing that I do when I'm in driving through a stoplights is to hope for the people two behind me to get through that light. So I'm like, oh, please get me through that light. I really want to get through that light. I think about them. I want them to get through the light. And sometimes I actually do change my slow down or speed up depending, because I don't want the light to trigger so that then they get a yellow light. I'm not trying to zip through and then leave them stuck. My intention is to really support them and want them to get through as well. Another example was when we were selling our house. When you agree on a price, and then all the negotiations come, and I felt like we were being nickeled and dimed, and not even really nickeled and dimed, but thousands and thousands of dollars. But one of the things was a big purchase was the deck. They wanted a new deck, and I started feeling a little resentful and constrictive, and that, gosh, if we spend, I think it was like $20,000, if we spend $20,000 on this deck for them, that means we have that much less to buy the house that we're trying to buy. And I just started getting into that kind of greedy energy of like, I didn't want to have to do that for them. It was perfectly fine. And then I was standing on the deck, and I was looking out at the yard and really loving it. We had some fir trees, and I just loved being in the little forest that we had. And I started imagining them, this new home that they had, this family. They had a family. So this family moving in, and what they could do to enjoy the deck, being on it, having dinner outside, laying and looking at the stars, whatever it was for them, but to really enjoying it. And I got so happy for them to be enjoying this new deck that we were going to be giving them. And it really shifted me. I started thinking about how much I love the house we were moving to, how excited I was to be moving into this new home. And I wanted that for them as well. And I think that when we can put that love and that desire for someone else's well-being and gifts, that it makes it easier for us to receive our own. Wallace Wattles is one of my favorite abundance teachers. He was in the early last century, and he talked about being a person of increase. And I know I have shared this idea in the past, but being a person who is just making an effort, thinking about others, and engaging them, and sometimes it's financially supporting them, whatever, paying for what it is that you receive. So instead of being unhappy that the bill that I was paying the contractor to fix the deck, I could be excited that person who I know, they have a family as well, and this is their business. This is how they support their family. And, what a great opportunity for me to be able to give that much support to them. So thinking about how you can benefit those that are benefiting the world. So I invite you this week to, in part of your creative process of what it is that you want, as you hold the vision of your dream in your mind and start to really feel what that feels like, to see how it's going to touch other people, to see how the process that you're going through can benefit others, and to wish them well. Blessings.